Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your January 2016 General Tarot Card Read. My name is Dee, and with me is my dear friend, Lucy.
Hi.
First off, we'd like to tell you guys happy birthday. For many of you, this is your birthday month. So we just speak blessings upon you on your birthday, and may this year be better than the last. We hope that you've taken the time to watch your year review that we put together for you guys, because we're pulling the cards for January that we both pulled, and we're going to use them to segue into the weeks for you guys for the month of January. Lucy did a spread, I did a spread. We're going to give you her read, my read, and then we're going to give a combined read. So hopefully it won't be as general and it can resonate with some of you, okay? So for the month of January, Lucy pulled
The Knight of Swords. Now, this Knight of Swords tries to teach us to see things clearly. So you could see the illumination on his sword and the owl in the tree. Use your wisdom and your insight. And use your inner strength to deal with the situations that you find appropriately. And be ready to ride with the changes that he brings.
And for that month, for the month of January, I pulled the Knight of Cups, which is again about energy, forward movement. It's about an emotional nature, though, which we thought was kind of interesting because you guys both got Knights for us for this month. So you're dealing with a high energy month for you guys. No matter what spread it is, you guys got a lot of high energy, and it can be of an emotional nature, and it can be a chance to look at things with clarity. Yes. And ride with the energy that comes in.
Right. Don't let your emotions carry you away.
Or your logic.
Yes.
Good balance.
That's true.
You got to do both. All right. For you guys, for the first week, Lucy pulled
the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords is a very supportive, straightforward, no nonsense, inner strength, wisdom, clarity of thought, strong sense of fair play. You can see by the illumination on the sword and on her forehead. She's all about wisdom of thought. Her negatives are she can be critical and a little intolerant.
Okay. For that week, I pulled the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you. It's about taking the time to evaluate your emotional situation, to pick from one of these cups and then decide to turn your back on it and move forward. So it can be kind of a draining week for you. But when you put the two of them together, I really feel that the energy of the Queen is going to help you make the decisions that you need to make of an emotional nature. Now, don't get overly critical like you can with her, but use your logic and not your emotions as much.
Your inner strength.
To walk away from situations that no longer fulfill you or work for you. This can be a relationship. Yep. This can be something at work, or this can also be a friendship. But walk away from the things that no longer serve you, things that drain you, and don't be overly critical, but do what you need to protect yourself this week. So embody the Queen as you make your emotional decisions. For the second week, Lucy pulled
the Empress. The Empress is all about abundance. She is the nurturing mother in all of her forms. She is all about, you give your love and attention to anything and it will flourish. Enjoy the beautiful things in life. Take good care of yourself. Do what makes you feel healthy.
Okay. So for that week, I pulled the Six of Wands. Now, the Wands is about achievements. If you see he's riding in on a horse, everybody's recognizing him. Yay. He's princess waving as he goes by. It's more about people seeing what you've done, the hard work that you've done, and it's usually of a work nature. So for some of you this week, you're going to be recognized for the things that you've done and the hard work that you've put in. So sit back and enjoy this time. It's really good news. It's just having these new ideas and the promotion. Some of you might even get a promotion this week. So when you combine this with the Empress, you're dealing with the nurturing and the fertility ideas, and it's going to help you with your work to where people are going to notice you and the accomplishments you've made. So go with that creativity that she brings. Yep. and apply it a lot to work this week. Yep. Okay. So for the third week, Lucy pulled
the Chariot. Now the Chariot, for that Chariot to move forward, the driver has to pay attention to the road, the path in front of her. She needs to pay attention, like I said, focus, use self-discipline, persevere to overcome any obstacles that you find in your way. It's triumph through effort, your own effort. Yeah. And it can also indicate travel.
Mm-hmm. So for the third week, I pulled the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is kind of like the minor arcana wish card for you guys. It's similar to the Star, because if you look, he's very satisfied with everything that he has. He's got all his cups in a row. He's got emotional fulfillment, material fulfillment. He's feeling very well pleased with himself. So for this week, it's going to be a lot of that, because I really feel that you're pulling over the energy of the Six of Wands and the accomplishments and the achievements that you've made at work, and it's pulled over into your emotional life, where you're feeling very well pleased with yourself, both emotionally,
in order.
yeah, and emotionally and materially. Now, when you combine the two energies, which is kind of an interesting thing for me, it's about balancing, okay, with the Chariot and keeping that forward motion to keep you going.
That focus.
Yeah, and you've got the chance to feel well pleased, but don't get to the point where you're tipping too far over, almost like an extreme. Go ahead and balance yourself. Watch the road ahead of you. Start planning. Because you want to watch what you're doing and where you're going.
Attention where attention is needed.
Yeah, attention to details is really important.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the fourth week, Lucy pulled
the Six of Cups. Now, the Six of Cups represent aspects of your past, pleasant memories, someone from your past or something from your past coming back. Emotional situations. Sometimes you can feel like you're kind of stuck in the past. So you may be having a hard time moving forward from something that's really got your emotions in an uproar.
So if you combine this with the energy of the Chariot from the week before, you know, you're dealing with a lot of crazy pushing forward and moving into this situation of something from your past coming up. So just kind of take that energy,
persevere
through it, and keep yourself balanced.
Obstacles ahead.
Now, I also see that somebody's going to be traveling and they're going to meet somebody from the past, or it's going to bring about good childhood memories. It's a good combo, really.
Just don't get stuck in it.
Yeah, don't get stuck in the past. Go ahead and move yourself forward.
Yeah.
And for some of you, it may be regrets.
Yeah.
And you're not being kind to yourself. So don't do that. Be like the kids. Enjoy the fond memories. So for the last week, I pulled the Eight of Swords. Now, the Eight of Swords is about feeling bound, restricted. If you look, she's all bound up. Can't see straight what's in front of her. She's got all these swords around her, but the swords are not piercing her. So a lot of this time, this has to do with your own mental anguish. It's like you've bound yourself up to where you're following your fears, even though they're not really founded. The swords aren't touching you. So this week is about feeling that restriction and bound up, which is interesting because you segue from feeling really satisfied materialistically and emotionally to going to this. It's almost like you're not focusing on the good, you're focusing on the bad.
Focus on the path.
Right. So then when you pull the emotion with this read together, you're dealing with childhood memories that sometimes bind you up and make you feel fearful and might even cause you problems. For some of you, it might even be somebody coming back from your past that makes you feel all bound up, might even put you in a victim cycle. And we're just telling you, don't allow that to happen. Remember, the swords aren't touching you. A lot of it is on your own mind. So you need to focus on the good and not the bad for this week.
Yes.
Okay.
Very definitely.
So we're just going to kind of read again into it. You have the energy of Lucy's reads of the Knight of Swords, pulling into the Queen of Swords that week, all about not emotions, more logic, reasoning. Then you go from the Queen of Swords into the Empress, which is a fertile period of ideas and creativity. Then you go from the Empress into the Chariot, which is harnessing and balancing the fertility and the ideas and the creativity. And then even, using the nostalgia and the balance from that. So with my read, you've got the Knight of Cups, which is high energy, bringing you from an emotional period into a time where you're able to evaluate your emotions and walk away from things that no longer serve you. And when you do that, I really think it's going to open up for you at job. People are going to notice the accomplishments and the achievements for you. They're going to be like, Ray, you're doing awesome. And then when you've got that flowing into the emotional and material success from feeling well pleased with yourself, but then you get all bound up where you're not even allowing yourself to enjoy this time period in the last week. But when you combine them all, okay, you got a lot of high energy this month. You've got the Queen of Swords giving you the clarity that you need to make your decisions to walk away from things. You've got the Empress using that fertile creativity period that it actually brings about, brings about a really good time for you where people are noticing you because of your creativity and ideas.
Your own efforts, yes.
Yes, and that it's a high energy. And then you're going from that week into having the Chariot and balancing act and feeling well pleased with yourself, both materially and emotionally, and your wishes are being fulfilled, but not letting, you got to keep your eye on the road and keep moving forward.
Yep.
And then going into this period of
retrospection, you could say.
Yeah, and stuff in your past and allowing yourself to be bound up. And for some of you, you're not being kind to yourself. You're really not. Don't let the things of the past bind you up for this week. Which is funny because we pull an overall card for you. And the one that we pulled for you is 26. It's called Love Without Condition.
Do you often find it easier to give advice to others whilst hiding from the truth that the advice you give is advice that you yourself neglect to follow? Do you find it easier to nurture others and show them kindness and compassion? It is time to be kind and gentle with yourself, to love you, strengths and weaknesses without reservation or condition. Nurture yourself. Be kind to yourself, for you are deserving of the same unconditional care and love that you give to others.
So Capricorn, don't be so hard on yourself. You've got a lot of good things coming on to you this month, a lot of high energy. Don't let the things from the past bog you down. Be kind to yourself. You are worthy of the love and the attention that you give to others. You deserve it too. And once you learn to love yourself, and it makes it easier for you to love other people, and then they see that respect that you're giving to yourself and that you can turn around and give to other people.
Absolutely.
So I just want to say thank you. Lucy and I appreciate you guys so much for taking the time to watch these videos and allowing us to be a part of your lives. And just thank you for this opportunity. We really appreciate you guys and your support that you give us. So if you like what you've seen, hit the like button. If you have any comments or you want to see something different, talk to us. We want to know. We want this to be a channel about you guys and the things that you want to see.
Yes.
But in the meantime, again, happy birthday to many of you. Have a blessed month and walk in peace, light, and love. We'll talk to you soon.
Goodbye.